We the Fans is the #1 sponsor in battle rap. My name is Frank White, and I probably contributed to some of your favorite battles. I mean, in the last 4 years, I donated $222,000 to battle rap for the culture. Check out We the Fans Global on Instagram for the full catalog of battles I sponsor. And follow We the Fans Global on YouTube to watch full battle breakdowns from a sponsor's perspective and a recommendation for what battles should be booked next. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and keep stepping into your greatness. We the Fans is for the culture.
We are here with JSmo the GOAT, one of my favorite people to talk to in battle rap. How you feeling, Schmo?
Likewise, Frank. I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Battle rap, I feel like here to start marching at the end of February has been good. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you're seeing more like battles to talk about, battles of value as well. There wasn't a lot of big time events early in the year. I think that played part into it. So life's going good. Battle rap's going good, man. I can't wait to talk a little bit of Patriot games.
Okay, we're here. TBL Takeover Battle League Patriot Games at DMV Festival weekend, 3 days. Day one, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to cover it because I couldn't find anybody that was well-versed in day one. Day two, that's already out. Did that with Lou. Checked out Prediction Blog out. And now we're here with the GOAT himself, JSmo, to discuss day 3 Patriot games. Before we get into this card, how do you feel about 9 battles on the 3rd day of this event?
Oh, man, you know, we're in the era of battle spam. Sometimes people kind of lean in towards quantity over quality. And I think that this is a little bit of a byproduct of that. Not to say that some of these battles won't be great. I just think, especially this is going to be the 3rd day, the 3rd day when it goes down. So that's a lot of the same reoccurring fans, a lot of battle rap in a row. And then when you finally get to your battles of value, a little bit tiring with still 9 battles to go. So I think like structurally, it's just not great. There's probably battles here that didn't need to be happen or could have been saved for like a later project. But, you know, I want to give credit to some of the matchmaking. There's still good matchups on here. But you know how I feel about cards like that.
Agreed. Definitely 9 battles is a lot, especially after a tournament the day before, plus some non-tournament battles, plus a whole card of the first day. It's a lot. It's a lot to consume, but, you know, hey, it's DMV weekend, it looks like. So 13th, 14th, and 15th. This specific card, Patriot Games Day 3, is on the 15th. Very stacked card, so let's get right into it. Bandit Montana versus Hood Life Vito. Both two people I've worked with before. I really think Bandit just never got his stride after he got the URL cosign. And I think he's been slowly making his way back. Great battle with Fate that just dropped. Bandit Montana versus Fate is dope. Make sure you tap into that. Hood Life Vito, somebody I love. Love his rap style. Watched him battle Wusa a couple years ago, and I've been a fan ever since. Booked him versus Suge. He did his numbers. He's also got a great battle against Zeke, who is also on URL. So salute to Hood Life Vito. Salute to Bandit Montana. Interesting opener. I think they're both the content is kind of similar, but I think Hood Life Vito talks it a little bit better than Bandit. I got Hood Life Vito 2-1 pretty clear. How you call this?
Yeah, this is definitely one of the battles that occurs on the 9 battle card. You know what I'm saying? So we were talking about where to shave things at. You know, maybe we could go without it. But in terms of the battle itself, I know Bandit's been doing a little bit more to get in the right direction. I did catch some of his battle with Fate. I believe that's the same event Hansel and Swervo happened on, right?
Yeah, indeed.
That was a little bit earlier in the night. He had a big rebuttal. I think it was top of the 2nd. And I think Bandit is just like, okay. You know, and I think that he was put in a bad position being this like voted to a rookie class when he's just like not really a rookie battle rapper. I think that he had his niche on Gates of the Garden for a while. And that's, you know, I'm not mad at him for trying to rise the ranks, but I just don't know if that talent level is there. But at this level, he could be deadly. You know what I'm saying? When you're battling the Fates or, you know, someone like a Hood Life Vito who is respected on OSBL, and he did get crazy with Suge. Like when he put some shit together, especially some like pain talk, rapping like from a little bit from like life experience, trying to be relatable. I think he is a real soulful bag he can get into. But I think Bandit, being that he's grazed the pros, it's not an easy thing to do. And he's going to show maybe a little bit of that difference in skill level and seasoning. So I'm going to go Bandit 2-1.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. Bandit 2-1. So we on opposite sides on this one. All right, so this next one is interesting. It's Shuni the rapper versus Cuban. Now, Cuban's been on a little bit of a run. You know what I'm saying? He did great against Mozzie. I really enjoyed him against Elijah Stray, even though that was short prep. No knock to Elijah. But it's been a little bit of a Cuban resurgence. He's battling Gorilla Monsoon April 18th on Cold Day in Hell 3. Salute to TOS. I'm glad to see Cuban on this card. Shuni, of course, is a vet, female battle rapper. She's been doing the numbers forever. I love Shuni. Very aggressive. We're talking way back to Midnight Madness and before that. Shuni been doing the thing for a very long time. I like this matchup a lot. I'm going to go with Cuban 2-1. How you call it?
Yeah, I like, contrary to what I believe he believes, but I like Cuban a lot as a rapper, like as a battle rapper. And I've always thought that there's something, while he's not reinventing the wheel in terms of how he's attacking his opponent. I mean, I think I'm not saying that his subject matter is only this, but like he's a puncher. Like he does get into a little bit more other talk and like does try, but like for the most part, he's a puncher. But I always thought just maybe it's just like his sound as a rapper makes him a little bit unique. And I think especially when we're talking, I know this is TBL, OSBL, but you know what I'm saying, going down the DMV. I mean, you know, look at his rock battle. You know what I'm saying? Look at his Eunice battle. Like he's had these different instances where like he's rocking with top like guys who would either become top talents or in the case of fucking Tay-Rock, you know what I'm saying, a top talent. So he shows that level. There's just something about maybe it's the consistency of it that I just don't think he have, you know, because even early on some of the URL band cards when he battled Young Cannon, he's got talent. He never put it together next level, but I've always respected it. And I think he's like extra super powered, you know what I'm saying, when we're talking this region. So I got a lot of respect for Shuni, the puncher she is. And I hope the Cuban doesn't try to like get outside of the box, try to angle. We see guys fall for that trap all the time. Oh, I'm battling a female. Maybe I'll angle. I'll try something new. Don't try nothing new. Puncher, because I just think he can beat her. If we're just talking content, punch for punch, I do think he has that capability to beat her. So I got Cuban 2-1.
Okay. I think he also never got a chance to build momentum. Like when he's gotten the opportunities, he's done what he needs to do, but he's never been able to do it like the momentum building to where it's like we're seeing him on these major cards and consistently, as you said. J2 versus Lou Castro. I like this battle. J2 is on a nice little run. We could trace it back to the public influence card when J2 battled Chess and Lou Castro battled Danny. J2 mollywop Chess. I love the young god. Salute. I'm sorry, but I had to say that. J2 had a great performance on volume, whether you have Oppa or J2 winning. I personally got J2, but I know Smo, you got Oppa. Great battle there. J2 has been doing his thing consistently. You know what I'm saying? This is a very good matchup. Lou Castro's been pretty good too. He did his best against Rock and still lost, but that's no knock to Lou Castro. Rock is just undefeatable right now. I really like this matchup a lot. Lou Castro, of course, with the energy and the bars and displaying some of his better material in these recent battles. J2 just on a streak of dope performances. I got J2 2-1. Edge. How you call it, Shmo?
Yeah, I think I'm also going to go J2 winning this battle 2-1. I think Lou, who had a really good start, I thought did some amazing things like end of 2024, first half of 2025. I thought he was doing some really good things. And then you get something like the Danny battle where, you know, same card actually is J2 biting Chess, where like Lou is good, but he kind of got like leveled up on in that battle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought he kind of got fucked up, and it's escaping me, and I hate to critique without remembering the rest of my point, but I know there's one more battle in there that, like, towards the end of the year, you saw Lou maybe, like, return to the median, and listen, I thought he was giving some of his best material in 2025. Like, I thought he was doing some really, really good stuff. And showing the most effort pen-wise, getting away from like the slogans gimmick where every other bar was like just a performance or a joke bar. I thought he got back to the writer he was in battles like versus Street Hems and Riggs and so on and so forth. But J2 is kind of like J2 just keeps winning, you know, or at least having really good battles. Like for the most, and then not undefeated. You know, a couple guys have got, you know, Trez and Twerk, etc. But like recently, you know, I had him bodying T-Top. Yo, and he's like really fire. Like he didn't just win just because T-Top was choking. T-Top was choking, and J2 was cooking him the entire time. You know what I'm saying? His Jerry West win, him and Jack was not good. I did have him winning that battle though. Like there's a lot of wins to account for here too. And even though I have him on the losing side of the Appa battle, it's a debatable battle and it's fire. It's much more fire than you would have expected if it was announced. So 100%. he's just in much better form right now than Luke Castro, man.
100%.
Like he just has been better in the ring, a little bit more reliable, and he's also someone that's like he's a puncher. Like it's
Yep.
what the attack pattern is going to be. He's not really going to vary from the strategy. Can Lou find a way around that? Maybe he can perform, take the energy away, but I don't know. I want to see seriousness from him, like I saw at the top of last year. So I'm going J221.
I'm not mad at that at all. I do got to point out that Luke Castro had a great performance in the years you were talking about. He was great against he beat Chess on URL.
Yes, he
Then
did beat Chess.
He gave us a really good performance against Chef Trez on I think it
Very
was
good. And he smoked Loso. Everyone forgets about that. Loso
everybody,
got
everybody
last year's Luke Castro on URL.
Agreed. So Luke Castro been on a little bit of a roll, but we're gonna see how it goes. But I think J2 confidently gonna win this one too. This next one is interesting. First of all, it's great to have New Jersey Twerk back. This is the last person I thought they were going to book him against. I'm a huge fan of Murda. Murda's from Baltimore, amazing battler who just really never got his just due. Murda versus Dollar Bill is a dope battle. Murda versus Ace Amin is a dope battle. And he actually early on URL had the what was that? That was
Battle Next.
The UM1?
He battled Next. He battled no UM4.
That was UM1, right? Was that UM4?
I could be wrong. I think he battled it with Next and William Brandon and so on. And so on.
Yep. So Murda just never really got the full push because, and I think this is the problem. At the time, everyone kept saying he sounded like Twerk, even though Murda had been around forever. The comparison was just too much for people. At least that's my assumption as to why he never got his just due. But I've always been a fan of Murda. I don't think he raps like Twerk. I think they both bark, but I think Murda has a different style from Twerk. But them booking New Jersey Twerk versus Murda lets me know that TBL did their research and regionally they understand how important of a battle this is. Because if Murda can win this and show the separation between him and Twerk, I think he gets a resurrection of his career and he's able to do what he needs to do because I've always thought he was dope. This was the only thing holding him back. Now, on the other hand, if Twerk comes back and he bombs on Murda and this is his return to form, Murda, I don't know what I don't know what happens after that. So I'm looking forward to this battle a lot. I love this announcement. Regionally, it's an important battle. I can understand people not knowing the history and being like, "What is this?" But it's good to see Twerk back. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Murda 2-1 just because I'm rooting for the underdog. I want to see Murda win. I want to see him show the separation between him and Twerk and get rid of this bizarre notion that he sounds like Twerk or whatever that is. Smo, I already know you're about to say something crazy. I can see your face. The floor is yours.
When we talk about 9 battle cards, you get a couple battles, you know what I'm saying, like this. And that's just so. And now listen, because I'm equally as a degenerate as you when it comes to battle rap, I do remember them comparing Murda to Twerk and talking about them sounding similar. However, I don't see almost anything you're talking about in terms of him as a talent or just do or him getting like what opportunities, you know what I'm saying? He got actually multiple caffeine looks if we're keeping it real versus guys of his level, not big names for the most part, you know what I'm saying? I believe he battled Next as well. And he just didn't win any of them. So like, that's kind of my thing is I just don't, it's the literally, you know, pause on this if necessary, but it's literally the size of them, like as humans. And then the voice inflections. I think that's where that general little he's looked at as like a product of just like towering over the opponent and like doing this for the punt. Like I get where people made like little comparisons, but I don't think even without a New Jersey Twerk existing, Murda had the talent to make any type of significant run in battle rap. I've heard some people be a fan of him and his sound. I'm not even saying that he's like ass or anything. Like we know his name and he's gotten looks on a URL, but I don't. It's like the expectations. Like when you say, oh, he'll start getting just dues and looks, what looks? Is he going to climb the ladder? I just don't see that for him. So with a battle like this, it makes it kind of shitty to predict. And I blame this fully on New Jersey Twerk. It's just like, I don't really know he's going to give a fuck. I don't know if he's taking a deposit. I don't know if he will show up and randomly give Murda 3 cracked out rounds like he's done to a couple guys in small leagues. It's like literally like dice. Like the 6 sides of a dice. Like there's like 6 different scenarios with Twerk if he doesn't give a fuck or does. I don't know. I guess I'll go like Twerk 2-1. I think he's in a bad shape after the easy shit, and he does have the ability to write quick. He could beat Murda at like 50%. Like, he could beat Murdo without doing much of anything. So I could see a world where, just to get back in good graces, he's shown the ability to have a busy year and still be consistent. He did it 2 or 3 years ago. I'm not saying he's gonna be great, but I think he wants to get some respect back on his name. And if he fucks this one off, it just kind of shows you that we're still where we were at 3 or 4 months ago. So
Jesus, Smo. I'm glad you didn't hold back. I will say Twerk took some time off, about a month and some change, maybe a little bit more. Hopefully he comes back reinvigorated. Hopefully he sorted out everything he needs to sort out internally. Being a New Jersey Twerk fan is being a fan through the peaks and valleys. A lot of peaks, a lot of valleys. And I'm hoping that we're coming out of the valleys and pulling up to the peaks. Yeah.
Like, there's like Mook wins, and then there's like Mr. Wavy losses. Like, there's just there's a lot. It's a mixed bag of things, man.
Yeah. All right. Let's move along. But I'm rooting to see Twerk give a great performance, and I'm just going for Murder just because I want to see the underdog win. Danny Myers versus Swervo. I love this battle for a few reasons.
This is very
timing is everything. I think we're seeing Swervo really get in his bag. I seen Swervo versus JSmoR. I had him winning that. I seen Swervo versus Hansel, which was a very good battle on Westworld. I had him winning that as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing Swervo battle Danny. I know he's wanted this battle. When Swervo got the chance to battle names, he did great versus Chess. And he did great versus Cortez. So Swervo can really get in that bag when he needs to. And I'm hoping that this is where he does it and really just shows that he's really on that run. Danny's a bar god. I always root for Danny. Danny's incredible. He's a legend. He's continuously giving shots to people at this level. And he doesn't need to, but he does it consistently year-round, around the clock. I'm looking forward to Danny also getting his just due with bigger names sometime this year. If URL can find a way to get Danny maybe a Lux or Mook. I know that's a long shot, but it would be great for Danny to get something
just like Lux or a Mook. Just like $40,000 or something like that.
Look, all Mook needs is $200,000. Let's make it happen.
Has an impeccable resume. Just say that we want him to get like a specific battler, because I think it's not. Sometimes it gets painted as like, oh, Danny doesn't get like Danny has a shit ton of names on his resume. Danny is like probably one of the better resumes ever. He battled Hollow. I'm just saying he's done he's done stuff. We want to see him battle Lux. Everybody wants it for him. We know that financially, for multiple reasons, Lux even carrying, like, it probably won't happen. But I think we all as a community want it. So but that's something, that's funny about Danny. He's so solidified. Like he just is who he is. He could lose to up and comers, which he's done on like a fair amount of occasions, and it doesn't affect him as much as it uplifts the younger talent. And then sometimes he humbles the fuck out of them, all while still battling top tiers at the highest level. So I have so much respect for the way Danny carries himself, and this is the perfect opportunity to give next. I think Swervo, I've always thought Swervo was fire. I'm a huge Swervo believer. One of the few battle rappers I've actually gotten to talk to in person a little bit after some of the comments I made about his career. Go back and forth about some of those conversations.
He's a great guy. He's a real
good guy. And that's why I've always been a fan. And then I remember when he kind of built his momentum after the core battle, and then when he fell off after choking versus Franchise, even the battles you can debate he won, like Lou or O-Red, he was stumbling. You know what I'm saying? Like, all through, he fucked up his own momentum. And that's one of those things where I really thought that he had it, and it feels like he just kind of gave it away. His effort wasn't there. So you don't get a lot of, I'm not going to say you don't, battle rappers actually do get a lot of chances. But in terms of if you haven't made it to like a real relevant level, you only get a push 2-3 times in your career if you're a mid-tier that didn't break through, like that people really care. And I think a win over Danny on what I believe is going to be a streamed TBL event, right, is a perfect, he's back in the mix. Like, he's had this work, like the Hansel battle, which we know of as fire, but not everyone's going to check out Hansel versus Swervo. That's the reality, So then you build it up. Here's the Danny win. Now you get maybe back on URL, get a good look on URL, and now we're talking about Swervo maybe reaching that potential that I've always felt like he had. So I say all that to say, I got Swervo 2-1. You talked about how well he does against the vets, those bigger names. Even when he lost to Tay-Rock, his third was crazy in that light work. Like, he comes to rap versus when he gets like a real name on his plate. So I'm going to go Swervo 2-1, but this is one of my favorite battles of the card.
Same. Swervo 2-1. You know what? I'm going to Bar God, I love you, but I'm going to go with Swervo 2-1 as well.
But it is one like it might be almost us rooting for him because like Danny's Danny, like I said.
Yeah, like it's already
Swervo winning means so much more in the moment for a Swervo, but it's very possible Danny goes in there and like 30s him. Because like Danny
it is.
Danny at his best is definitely better than Swervo at his best. You know what I mean? And sometimes Danny randomly is the best version of himself. You don't know what night it's gonna be, but like he'll give anyone. He gave St. Mike 3 of his best rounds ever. Like he's a big guy like
you knowing that is so crazy.
It's so strange, bro. Like Gnome debut chokes, but St. Mike got fucking 3 rounds.
All right. This next one I'm very happy about because I'm such a huge fan of this battler. You know, I think Ace Amin pen-wise is one of the best in battle rap. His pen is impeccable. Now, on the flip side, everyone talks about the consistency in performance, the consistency in just, you know, the fluidity of the raps. What he does, the level of the complex level of lyricism that he displays creates the ability for me to have grace when he stumbles over words here and there. Now, other people may not feel that way. They may not see the complexity or may not give a damn and they want clean performances. Also, there's been a few no-shows. So there's a whole lot that people say against Ace Amin, but one thing you can't say is question his talent. His talent is incredible. Chef Trez being his opponent, I love too, because it's a battle where he could just go in there and just rap. Ace had a dope showing against my boy Shankblade. Texago. Texago had a rough showing. he had a rough showing, rough debut on URL. I do hope he gets more opportunities, but that was a rough showing. Ace took advantage of the moment and definitely won. And we hadn't had a Ace on the platform in a bit, so that was good to see. So salute to those brothers. But with all of that said, Chef Trez versus Ace Amin, it's at home, OSBL. I think this is where Ace Amin returns and really does what he's supposed to do. I want to see 3 rounds of impeccable Ace Amin. I want to see the Ace Amin that battle Burke Bucks. I want to see, like, I just need to see Ace.
The one that battle Arsenal.
Ace versus Arsenal.
That's
Ace
really
versus Cortez, where he got robbed for the money with Cortez. Like, I want to see Ace versus Fonz. I want to see the Ace that we know. Ace versus Bad News. Like, I just want to see Ace at his best in this battle. I'm a huge Ace fan. I'm gonna wave the Ace Amin fan forever. The Ace Amin flag forever. Huh? I got Ace 2-1. I'm going out on a limb.
I'm not mad at that, man. You know, it's tough with Ace because it's how you said it perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like his talent is there. It's gonna sound crazy to those that weren't around at the time, but I remember before he got on URL. Not saying he was as good as him, but you were in a little light Lux comparisons. People were like, "Oh, he's soulful, real soul talking." It sounds nuts if you weren't there and you don't remember. I'm not saying it's even
you didn't witness it, 100%.
But it happened. So there was a point in time, man, top prospect, and I feel like he hasn't lived up to the at what seemed like a first round pick at one point in time, like a first top 3, top 5. I had to compare it, and he's shown it. I think 2023 real tough because he was so good all year. And I remember talking to Black and talking to France and like really chopping it up. Like this is really like a top 10 year in battle rap. Like he's doing it at a high level. And then Marv happened, and then the Suge battle happened, which is the far greater thing. And then ever since, it's been some choking and for the most part no shows, which really was never a part of his career. For all he's been critiqued for in the clean part, I can't be mad at that. He stumbled over his words a lot, but he was never one to do all that. So I'm hoping that's all figured out and we can get him, locked in mentally into battle rap, that he's in a place in life that he can do that. Because there's so many good matchups still out here for him, and Trez is one of them. Yeah. My thing is, though, even though very recently, and I'm going to be doing a second and third watch for Eunice and Chef Trez, really get my winner down. But even though I would argue that Eunice probably won this battle against him on volume, like, he's still Mr. Consistent, man. He's fire in that battle. It's debatable. And he's been doing this. He's one of the best in the world right now. And it's not respectful for me to predict against him when he more times than not is winning and like clear. When Ace is a question, if not only like how clean will he be, how locked in will he be, will he show up? Like those things got to get solved first before I could like say you're going to beat Chef Trez, who's been a top 5 battle rapper in the world the last 3 years.
Like
So
the last
all those
10
reasons, I
years,
got Trez 2-1, but it's a good battle. This top half of the card, this like last 4 or 5 battles, it's really like that. So
yeah, I agree. And I have to mention Ace Amin versus Rum Nitty, who I may be in the minority in this, but I had him winning. I know how you feel about Rum Nitty.
but of course you did. Like I know how you feel. So that's like I like the gimmick though. It's cool. I'm the Nitty guy. You're the anti-Nitty guy. I like that.
I'm not anti-Nitty. I love Nitty. Okay. But I thought Ace did phenomenally against Rum Nitty. Regardless of who you had winning, I thought that was a great Ace. His first was crazy. And you know, I just really hope we get that version of Ace in this battle, because Ace knows how much I root for him. Ace knows how much Battle Rap Bum roots for him. He's got a group of fans that are waving the Ace Amin flag and praying that this is the one where he shows up and does what he's supposed to do. Very much hyped for this battle. I think it's a great matchup. As you said, this was one that was left out there for him to have. So yeah, I'm going to say Ace Amin 2-1. Now, however, with all due respect to Trez, I always root against Trez. Trez knows that. We've had this banter for every battle he's ever had announced. I always root for whoever his opponent is. But Trez, I have to say, and give him all due respect, Trez has been top 3 Cody or top 5 Cody almost every year here for the last like 5-6 years. Trez has just been the model of consistency. Tay-Rock might be the only other person that's more consistent than Trez. Trez has given us great battles on different platforms. We're talking Trez versus Low Supreme. If you haven't seen that, go see that. We're talking about Trez on big platforms. Trez versus Geechee Gotti. You could argue that's the battle of outside 5. You know what I'm saying?
And Bonds was a day after.
Trez and Bonds.
Their rematch was a day after Low Supreme and Trez.
I mean, Trez and New Jersey Twerk. Like,
Trez
I could
Swamp. I still want them to drop Trez and Swamp one day. I understand why they didn't at the time.
Trez and Swamp is a phenomenal battle. Trez and Swamp, Trez and Twerk. All battles that should be that's the Bed Bath & Beyond Whitney Houston bar that Twerk dropped, and Trez still, I think, won the battle after that bar. So Trez is a consummate professional, incredible talent, most consistent, generational Southern battler. I think you can't say best in the South without mentioning Trez in your top 5 listing, no matter what. So salute to Trez, and I appreciate him being on this card. He did a great job on TBL the day before. This doesn't get talked about enough. Trez and Real Deal. I had Trez beating Real Deal. He did a great job, and that was a good Real Deal. He got a very good Real Deal.
I forgot that he beat Real Deal, man.
And the day after battled Geechee. That's crazy. And both those
both of those. And I think I know you got Geechee, and I think that's a fair call. But like those one was a clear win versus Deal's had a great year, and then the Geechee battle is incredible. So like
and Real Deal was
Trez for you, man. I don't know. I don't think people will realize till you start doing all-time talks, or even in the South, they say you got to mention them, but it's not just mentioning them. He might be the best battle rapper ever.
He might be.
I'm talking right there with like T-Top and like Swamp. Like you
could put Trez over that argument, and that wouldn't be crazy. That would not be crazy to say Trez is number 1.
Right. So I'm right there with you.
Yeah. Salute to Trez, but hoping Ace Amin wins this 2-1. And where you at with it? Trez or Ace?
I got Trez 2-1.
Okay.
I just don't really predict it. Guys like him, guys like Nitty, guys like Rock, like it just mathematically it doesn't make sense to predict against them, in my opinion. So
agreed. Trez versus Drugs. Now this, I'm very happy with this battle. I like this battle a lot. I have to say this. The resurgence of Drugs is a great thing. Drugs is one of the best DMV battlers of all time. You can't speak about the DMV without talking about Drugs' run. He's had some wins and some losses, but Drugs has always been an incredible talent from the DMV. I really enjoyed what he did against Justice. I had him beating Justice, and I had him beating Low Supreme on his return. So this is dope to see. I'm very hyped for this battle. Chess, on the other hand, has been taking some serious losses left and right. Also, his schedule is kind of crazy. Having the battle on this card, then battling A-Ward after. It's a lot going on with Chess. Chess, I am rooting for you. You're the young god, you know what I'm saying? But in this specific battle, this is probably my first time going against Chess when the battle's been announced, because I do have Chess beating A-Ward. I know that's crazy to say, but I have faith. But
You never
but
predict against him. How's that been going for you, Frank?
it hasn't been going well, but I do think that Drugs is going to win this battle 2-1. I think Drugs is returned to form. I'm happy that Drugs is back outside. I'm a huge Drugs fan. I just want to see a great battle, and I think Drugs 2-1. How you call it, Shmo?
Yeah, I saw Chess's interview he did about the Ward battle, which will tie into this about the drugs battle too. He's talking to three, and Chess just breaks off, talks about a million different things. And I know he kept referring to this run I'm about to go on, and I'm gonna show y'all on this run I'm about to go on. And don't get me wrong, like Chess is the same guy who said no one's ever beat me, I've only beat myself. So of course he just like he kind of will frame it anyway, but I do believe in his mind right now, he's ready to go on a little bit of a redemption run. Does that mean it's going to be successful? I don't 100% think so, but I think that's something he'll figure out by the Ward battle. You know what I'm saying? Or something that a bigger battle like that, you have to put 100% into. I think with a battle like Drugs, where I do think Drugs is, I'm happy to see him back. I think he's a good talent. I think he has the ability to be explosive, add to a card. And, it's a home game for him, but I just have a feeling that he's going to get like a really good chess, like a locked in chess for 3 rounds. I'm not saying it'll be performance of the night, whatever, but it's like, oh shit, like there's not a round he's slipping in here. Like I really got to go toe to toe. And I just think Chess might have a little bit more. It would not shock me if Drugs won. Very rare that I predict Chess to win, but I feel like somewhere in here with the way he's talking, it's not all going to go according to plan, but I don't think he's coming in here just to bullshit or without rounds or anything of that nature. And it's also probably going to be a smaller setting. And any of those hiccups where Chess is like throwing up, I'm not saying it doesn't happen sometimes in smaller rooms too, but I think the more he has to project shit like that, bigger the moment, I think that's when you see it happen a little bit more. So I'm not as worried about that. So I got Chess 2-1, but another battle that's good. And if Drugs wins, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Okay, I'm not mad at that at all. I do got to highlight that one of the better chesses I've seen in a while was Chess versus Swamp. I love that battle.
Very good. And that was TBL, right?
Yeah, on TBL.
And then so I could see a world where you get maybe nothing as important as that. That was a very good battle, but you get another good chess on TBL.
Fantastic. So if we get another great chess on TBL, we might have to start talking about TBL chess. But with that being said, we're on to the next battle. This is an interesting battle. It's a battle that was supposed to happen a while back on an all VA card. It didn't go down, and which made me want to see the battle even more. The styles, Jack, for whether you have him winning or losing, let me start there. Jack versus Danny. He dropped the ball with some choking, but his material was good. He came back in battle Ward. Very good material, very good performance. Whoever you have winning, it is what it is, but Jack was very good in that battle. He comes back in battles O-Red, and I also think Jack was very good in that battle. I also have Jack winning that battle. I personally had Jack.
It's the one battle I haven't seen yet. You liked him in that battle?
Okay, so I'll wait until you see it, but I had Jack winning.
He's been good recently, man.
He's been very good. So, and it seems like he's taking all the battles that had some kind of storyline, because battling A Ward with that grudge match, then he's got a show off battle lined up, then he's battling Av, and then he battled O-Red, which although there wasn't really a storyline there, but volume O-Red, it just worked out really well for Jack. So Jack's been on a nice little run. Jack versus Av. I can't give my prediction without highlighting the fact that Av is one of the most consistent battlers. He had his mishap with Saga, of course, which was no good. But other than that, for the most part, Av has been having a pretty dominant performance for years now. And Av been doing his thing. There was a point where we were debating just the rounds he lost, not even the battles. So with all of that said, I think Av is an incredible talent. I think Jack is an incredible talent. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Jack 2-1. Av really beat Ward real nasty on the Bags and Bodies card. I don't know. I think this is a tough fight for Jack, but I got Jack 2-1. You?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see. I don't want to speak like matter of fact. I can't speak on O-Red and Jack at all until I watch it. But I did hear it was a good battle from both sides.
Yep.
And had him lose an award, but I love Jack winning that battle. I even think it's kind of debatable. And then you have the Danny battle that he clearly lost, but I thought his material was good in it. So you're seeing him actually kind of rise to the occasion for these top tier battles and like show quality. and he's just not pulling the W out. And I could see this being something similar to that. But I'm not. Av is just a better talent. And I'm so used to Av being one of those guys where, like, and especially him with the rate that he clearly wins at, like it's an easy pick more times than not. But this Saga, Wusa stuff, a little bit, of an aberration, quiet as it's kept, a big part of his run. DeBoss in the corner. I'm sure there's been a change of management there. You know what I'm saying? We're not really seeing her. So, like, things got weirder for him. He's choking. It's just things that you don't know Av for at all. A little bit on the stranger front. So I do have a little bit more worry than usual where, like when he beat King, that was more about King messing up. Like Av was beatable in that battle. And Av like that, especially an Av versus Saga, even an Av that showed up for Wusa, even though I had him winning, Jack Boy can beat all those versions of Av. So I hope that he's maybe using this to like get back on the board, show that he's still that model of consistency for battle rap. And I just, as good as I think Jack is, I do think there's a big talent gap. So I'm going to go Av 2-1 still, but I have more worry. I would have told you Av 3-0 a year ago. No debate, not even in a conversation. It would be probably a body bag. But now I see a world where it'll probably be a 2-1, and if not, a pathway somewhere in there for Jack to win. But he hasn't beat these top tiers yet, barring I haven't seen the red battle. So it's easier for me to pick Av.
All right, I'm not mad at that, and we gonna see. Which brings us to the final battle on the card, the headliner. I have not seen Ill Will versus Tay Rock yet. I'm watching 2 battles a day so that I can get these recaps done. I will say this: what I've heard is that Will is back to form. What I've heard is that Will displayed once again why he's one of the greatest battlers of all time. What I'm seeing is that he battled Rock this weekend, got to battle Sick next weekend, then battle Sheed. His schedule is insane. So Ill Will, Swamp on No Cut. Then also Capo announced he's battling Ill Will in May. So Will's schedule is insane. Salute to him for being outside. I respect that a lot. And taking Sheed at OSBL, that's a tough call. Swamp lost there. A few people that battled Sheed at OSBL know that Sheed is really at his best when he's at OSBL. So this is a tough one. Sheed is a hometown hero. Sheed is very loved and respected. Sheed's talent is unquestionable. Sheed is one of the best battlers from the DMV currently active. This is going to be a fight. There's going to be a fight, but I also think it's going to be a tough fight for Sheed as well, because Sheed's got to make sure he's not saying anything that everybody else already said before he gets to him. You know what I'm saying? And he's got to find creative ways to attack Will. And Will is the thing about Will that makes him so lethal is he's an all-around great battler. So he does everything. So you're going against somebody who is able to do everything at the highest level. So this is a fight for Sheed. It really doesn't matter that it's in his home, because I don't think that's any kind of advantage at all when it comes to Will, who can adapt to anywhere he's at. I'm gonna say Sheed 2-1, but again, faith, just like it was with Ace. I'm just gonna say Sheed 2-1 and have faith. Ill Will can go in there and really smoke Sheed, though. He has the ability to go in there and really, really destroy Sheed battle-wise. So
we talk about a proven top tier, and in my opinion, a legend like Ill Will. I think this is an all-time level battle rapper. We're talking about probably at the very least a top 20 battle rapper I've ever seen, and I probably lean more towards like top 15. So I think very, very highly of Ill Will. And at his peak, he's just a different level of talent than what Sheed's shown so far. You take the top 10 Ill Will performances of his career. I don't know if Sheed has a performance that goes up probably against that catalog. So even though Sheed's mad talented and at home, that's why you got that feeling, is because you just know it's a different type of cat that he's battling. But I think there's some external factors, but because I know Sheed's going to be fire. I know that 100% undebatable. And I believe they're the headliner for this too, right?
Yep.
The headliner on day 3 of the big OSBL collab event with TBL. It's a pretty pressured situation for him too. So I see no world that he's not one of the best versions of himself. And then you have Will, where he has undoubtedly an I need money schedule right now. I'm just not a believer in anyone battling 5 fucking times in 6 or 7 weeks, and that's just for the love of the game. You're not Danny Myers. Danny's the only one, and I'm not even sure Danny would do it that way.
You're saying Danny's the only one doing it for hip hop?
Yeah, maybe, and that's marginal. But Danny might be the only one doing it for the love of the game. Even Dre's
Yeah.
eating off of his own footage. You know what I'm saying? So Will's got a lot coming up. I'm also a little discouraged because like some of these matchups, like we'll see how they go down. I don't want to cast any doubt on anything when they're still fire on paper, but someone undoubtedly will at least get him choking in a round or just like not as good because his focus is on a million different things. And I'm worried about Sheed being that battle. I'm worried because I mean, Real Six a serious opponent. So let's say use Fire versus Rock. I watched it. Yeah. Absolutely.
He's got to be Fire versus
against Sick. Now Sheed or Capo are kind of the ones because you want to see him good for Swamp. I wish that battle would go down on URL. We're at whatever. I just want to throw that in there. But you have these two other battles. One of these guys probably is getting the shitty version of them. I just don't know which one it's going to be. So I'm hoping it's not that because him and Sheed actually on an unorthodox matchup can have a different type of battle. Like it's going to have, they can both get over animated with it, can both still be lyrical with it. There's kind of a pathway there to something really special and unique about the battle. But I just got a feeling this in the Capo, it's just too much, too many battles taking that amount of time. And Will is not someone who's just known for his all-time cleanliness. I wouldn't say he's like a choke-prone battler like all the time.
Well,
but we've seen Will fuck up a fair amount of times. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I don't want to predict a fuck up, but I just think Sheed's going to take it too serious for your mind to be in a million different places. So I'm going to go Sheed happens 2-1 over Ill Will.
Okay, so we have
no matter what, even the way I'm framing it, if he beats Ill Will in this main event, I don't want people to take away from it if he's fire and he earned it, you know? Yeah. So
Okay. Well, but the headlining, this is it. This is the spotlight you need. You know what I'm saying?
He's asking for this. He's been asking for bigger looks. I know he's told URL stages or however you want to put it. He's been asking for bigger looks. If you want to be the next level guy and you think your talent's there, it has to be in a moment like this.
This is it. This is it. So Sheed, I hope you know what you're doing. Make sure if you're watching this that you go follow Sheed, follow JSmo. Appreciate JSmo for always pulling up to the platform. What are you rating this card out of 10? For day 3, we ain't gonna speak on day 1 or day 2.
For day 3, I mean, I'll probably give it, and I also want to scale a little to like the league and talent pool we're talking about, because clearly there's a theme here, like DMV rappers. I think for what it's shooting for, it's like an 8 out of 10 card. Maybe you could even lean 7 if some of these matchups don't intrigue you. I just think the top half is so heavy. There's at least 3 to 4 battles I don't need, and I actually think if it was just like 5 or 6 battles, it might even make me rank it a little bit higher. It's more clean cut, but I think it's 8 out of 10. You got some good matchmaking here, you know. So that's my opinion on it.
All right. I think the only person missing on this card is Danger Zone, but that's a story for another day. Maybe he is on the card and we don't know. But
I heard he's booked versus T-Top in Charlotte, so you know.
Angle alert. All right. We'll reconvene when that full card comes out, Smo. Smo, I appreciate you always. God bless. And I had a question for you, not pertaining to this. Would you ever do a match him for Tay-Rock? Because Tay-Rock's got a lot of rematches that they're lining up.
The book of videos. I would. I think only, and it's funny because I really love like booking and battle rap matchmaking. Like that's really as the years have went on, that's where my love has ended up really for the sport, and I try to contribute here and there. But I think with Rock, it's funny because people are saying, and he doesn't have a ton of big battles left, but I think he has a few more options than people realize. So it's definitely something that would include a couple rematches, but I absolutely would. You know what I'm saying? Tay-Rock's one of the biggest in the game. And with the way it's looking, he's going to have another big year. So we'll see if the Shoddy battle ends up being a great look for him, as most battles have been recently. That might be something on the plate coming up soon.
Please do. I love those.
I always take suggestions. People like the videos and they love to discuss the matchups. But I always tell people, just tell me. Like, I'm just coming up with ideas as I go. So if you tell me a battler, I might just fuck around and do the shit. So that'll be
here's me putting in Tay-Rock as my recommendation. Yeah, I think that's an incredible series that you do. And if you're watching this and haven't seen it, go to JSmo's page.
YouTube, same as the StreamYard right here, man. Just JSmo.
Right here, the title, JSmoReviews.
Rap shit all the time. So
there you go. And check out that Book'em series. I think that's amazing. On plenty of occasions when I've been booking battles, when I was sponsoring, I would just send JSmo clips to the league owner and say, watch this and call me back. So salute to you for doing what you do for the culture. I appreciate you, Smo.
Absolutely, Frank. You have a great rest of your day, man.
Salute. We out of here.